This is the rebellion of Andi Azis. Indonesia proclaimed its independence in 1945, which was good news for all Indonesians. However, there are figures who still made problems that caused disunity in the state. One of the problems was the rebellion by Andi Azis. He was a former of Dutch East Indies soldiers, commonly referred to as KNIL, Koninklijke Nederlandse Indische Leger. It all started with the announcement that the East Indonesian state will join the Republic of Indonesia.
Hearing this, Andi Azis did not agree that East Indonesian state would join United Republic of Indonesia. According to him, President Sukarno will not pay attention to or let East Indonesian state. So that was one of the concerns. Andi Azis and his troops decided to join the Republic of Indonesia Army or APRIS on March 30, 1950. His anger began to increase when his request was not fulfilled. The request was for Andi Azis and his troops were selected to become a APRIS member in East Indonesian State section. This was not approved by the Indonesian government. Finally, the government sent 900 APRIS troops to Makassar led by Mayor H.V. Worang. The KNIL troops were worried, so they decided to join Andi Azis rebellion group called Pasukan Bebas.
April 5, 1950, at around 5 a.m., the Pasukan Bebas attacked the APRIS headquarters in Makassar. Because of the superior troop strength, Andi Azis and his troops managed to take control of Makassar. Several soldiers became casualties and officers were taken prisoner, including Lieutenant Colonel Ahmad Yunus Mokoginta. On April 7, 1950, Colonel Alex Kawilarang's expedition and troops went to Sulawesi to quell the rebellion. The following day, Andi Azis was warned to go to Jakarta within 48 hours. He was told to take responsibility for all the chaos that had occurred, including the rebellion in Makassar.
Andi Azis reneged on his promise due to Somukil's insistence, so he was still considered a rebel. On April 15, 1950, Andi Azis surrendered to Lieutenant Colonel Mokoginta. He was tried and sentenced to 14 years in prison. With the end of the rebellion, the East Indonesian state finally joined the Republic of Indonesia because of discussions between Muhammad Hatta and Sukawati, the East Indonesian state leader.
Besides Andi Azis, there are demonstrations that happens in Philippines. Demonstrations occur to convey the voice of the people to the government. In 1986, there were demonstrations caused by the Filipino people as disappointment with their president, Ferdinand Edralin Marcos. It all started when he served as the president of the Philippines. He was the 10th president. During his tenure, he made a good impact on the economy and development sector. In 1973, Marcos was re-elected for the second term. However, the election was marked by votes from Ferdinand's corruption. Since the second term, the Philippine economy experienced considerable inflation. All the chaos was caused by Marcos' abuse of power. This was the beginning of the Epifanio de los Santos Afeño. Benigno Aquino Jr., or commonly called Ninoy Aquino, is an opposition figure to the regime. Marcos began to receive criticism and blasphemy from several other activists, so that is what made Marcos feel mad. Therefore, Marcos implemented martial law, which eventually resulted in tens of thousands of casualties. 9 years on, Ninoy Aquino returned to the Philippines. But this is the bad news, because Marcos had planned something bad for him. On August 21st, 1983, Ninoy Aquino was assassinated at the Manila International Airport. Just after he stepped out of the plane door, a hot bullet hit him directly in the head, and he could not be saved. This caused great anger among the people as their opposition leader was assassinated. This revolution was called EDSA because it was held on one of the metro streets in the Philippines, Epifanio de los Santos Avenue. Fortunately, this action did not cause any casualties, as the people carried this out with a happy heart and high spirits. The people began to threaten the president, and Marcos' dealings with Aquino were not over. The opposition leader was replaced by Benigno's wife, Corazon Aquino. In 1986, Ferdinand held a presidential election, and of course, Ferdinand won the election again with fraudulent behavior. He took away some of the people's voting rights and even killed Governor Evelio Javier, who was one of Corazon Aquino's supporters. Not only the people, but other figures support this opposition action, ranging from Cardinal James Sin, Defense Minister Juan Ponce Enrile, Marcos government soldiers, and many more. On February 25, 1986, Ferdinand Marcos stepped down from his position as President of the Philippines. He then went into exile in Hawaii with his family and allies. After the end of the revolution, Corazon was elected President of the Philippines to replace Marcos and became the first female President of the Philippines at that time. The EDSA Revolution ended in 1986. Andi Azis uprising has made us realize that Indonesia still faces the threat of radicalism and terrorism. The people power of Philippines give us an example of high-spirit peoples. As the next generation of the nation, we must show our nationalism. We must fight and prevent all the threats that exist in Indonesia. They could ruin the ideology and its understanding.